Greetings to all the laser lovers and do-it-yourself creators. Welcome to Heavy Design and the first review video. Today we will evaluate the Mecpow X5 laser engraver with 22 watt laser power. At the very beginning we will not dwell on the content of the box and the assembly of the laser itself, since these topics have been covered by the laser manufacturer and some other previous videos. I will only emphasize this, that the air pump is already contained in the box. I'll be back after I get the laser assembled and up and running. This is finished working grid on the MDF board. The first step is to ensure the laser so it cannot move around. For that instance, I used 4 pieces of wood and just glued them to the board. Be careful while designing the grid. You have to take into consideration the maximum working area of the laser and the construction itself. In this case, leg for positioning Z height is on the way to reaching a maximum of 600 by 600 on the X axis. On the Y axis is more than enough space for the laser head to travel, but during the job for some reason head didn't rotate all the way. So I redo the upper line and wrote again with some redimensioning. When you are sending a file to a laser, be sure to send the whole file at once, not layer by layer. If it is not secured enough or the speed is too high, the laser will move around and lines won't match exactly. This is a Norton white tile test. The tile is 15 by 15 centimeters, bought in a local store. For this test, I will try 3 different approaches. First method is black acrylic paint. I painted the tile with black acrylic paint, premium quality for art and hobby paint, produced by Cadence, bought in a local hobby store. First layer painted horizontally, then dry, then second layer vertically, then left to dry. Second method is TO2 mixture. If you can, you first need to purchase TiO2 powder and mix it with, in my way, isopropyl alcohol in a ratio 1 spoon TiO2 and 2 spoons of alcohol. Coat your white tile with the titanium dioxide with a smooth, even and thin layer of TiO2 mixture. Let it dry. Some people find sufficient to use a tablespoon of TiO2 and cup of hot water, or ethanol instead of water, or even add a little school glue to the mixture. You can brush or spray the mixture onto your tile. Don't make too much TiO2 solution, as it hardens when it cools down. I found out that brushing with a brush or a sponge brush can't cover the tile even and smooth layer, but I haven't tried spraying in this case. Workbed must be absolutely leveled with the laser head, and your laser must be accurately focused. Third option is a spray paint white. For this purpose I used a white paint spray that I had at home, so I wasn't able to check the composition of the spray and the amount of the TiO2 in it. I created a test file in Lightburn and now will execute the job. This is after job have done, about 15 minutes per tile. At first we see that the only second method with TiO2 gave the satisfying result. Now I will wash and dry the tiles, then we will continue. As we can see, first job with acrylic black paint only recorded some etching with slower speed and higher power, but you barely can see anything, only some gray colors in traces. But in the other hand, second method with TiO2 gave some fine results. As the mixture was not applied evenly, there were visible white traces which were not covered by TiO2 and which did not result in engraving. We see that the best results are at lower speed, around 3000 and between 60 and 90 power. Third method, white spray paint, obviously with very small amount of TiO2, gave the worst results. Almost nothing is visible or engraved. This is why I took the second method and ran it again, but with some changes. I took a spray bottle, mixed TiO2 again and sprayed 2 even layers on a tile. Then I changed the test file, which now starts at 2500 and finishes at 3700 with reduced power at 10 up to 80%. This test shows that there is a small difference between parameters. The best engrave would be around 3000 and 80 or 90% power. Is the LPI important, lines per inch, with this kind of test? Currently, I am not sure. All the engravings I made at 0.1 or 254 LPI, but in the future I will try maximum 318 LPI or 0.08, which is the size of the laser dot on this 2022 watt head. Or is it the amount of TiO2 in water or isopropyl alcohol important? Time and some future tests will give us the answers. In the meantime, I will try to get some spray paint with TiO2 and try it again.
At the end, some pros and cons. This is not a sponsored video, just honest review of a great piece of hardware. Laser body construction is huge, 712 by 800 and weight around 7 kilograms. But it's very solid. Extra linear rails on X-axis and cables are extra secured in a nylon. This is 22 watt, 4 lens by 5.5 watt output power, but it's only 0.08 by 0.1 millimeters, which allows you to create a fine detailing while engraving. In a single pass, cuts various thick materials like 10 millimeters balsa wood, 8 millimeter black acrylic sheet, or even 0.08 millimeter stainless steel. At the time when laser arrived, you could have gotten laser bed H66 honeycomb for free. That is another 70 to 80 euros saved. It is 650 by 650 millimeters big and comes with 10 pins for holding the material in place. Really good quality and extra gift for free. Thank you, Mecpow. Control board offers 3 more extra plugs for the ventilator, LED light or something other. Limit switches, both on X and Y axis, effectively stops the laser head from moving beyond safe limit, making longer lifespan of a laser head. As we saw, at the same time reduces the working area up to 1 centimeter, triggering the limit switch at 590. On the other hand, 590 by 590 is really huge enough to create a lot of big projects. The connectors on the laser head are very well made. You won't break cable, connectors or turn it upside down while maintaining the head. Orange plexiglass on the laser head is the best thing, so if you accidentally look at a laser beam without safety glasses, it won't damage your eyes. Focusing bar is located on the right side of the laser head and is a real refreshment after all the solutions we encountered on the diode lasers. Although maybe positioning the focus on the inside of the laser head could result in achieving the declared 600 millimeters on both axes. Maintaining the laser head is simple. Remove the rubber cap, use the provided hex key to dismantle the nozzle, clean the nozzle and the lens with isopropyl alcohol, and you can continue. Air pump is included in packaging, what is outstanding. With most other vendors, you have to buy it separately and spend extra around 80 to 100 euros. The air pump is connected to the main board and has no other power cable. It's powerful enough and has rubber feet to reduce vibrations and noise. The cord and the pipe could be a little bit longer because it limits the position on the middle left. Air assist is set to use M7. Even Lightburn default is M8 and most lasers use M8. So it would not be a problem if you know the fact and change it before use it. Fans on the laser head extend the life of the laser and cool it down, but as they are big, they produce some noise, especially because they work even in laser's standby mode. The plastic motor protector is only on one side, although it could have been on both. After assembling, you should check all the wheels, because they can be too loose or too tight, like in my case, and while engraving circles, they wasn't round enough. Tightening the belts can be a little bit tricky, pulling and turning the screws at the same time. I wish they designed more practical way of tightening the belts. If I pull hard enough, would it break or would it cut in with the screw? But on the other hand, how often you tighten your belts? Under machine settings, check for maximum speed of firmware, cause it is limited to 12,000, but the claimed top speed of the laser can go up to 28,000, so you need to change it manually if you want to go faster. I think that everybody will agree if I say make a working area same as claimed area, and even a little bit bigger rather than smaller. But this is a fact for almost every available laser on the market. Lasers have a bunch of safety features: limit switches, tilt alarm, flame sensor, emergency stop, security lock, and eye protective laser head. Today, the big size frame is covered with a matching enclosure Mecpow FC2 fireproof enclosure with fan for Mecpow X5 or X5 Pro, and it costs between 90 and 100 euros. Machine can run with today's most common software: MK Laser app, Laser GRBL, Lightburn, and run it on Windows, Mac or Linux system. Can operate in offline status using SD card slot. The general conclusion is that Mecpow X5 22 watt has a great advantage of working area and power of a laser for a reasonable price, currently around 500 euros, which makes him the best buy option for hobby or real production. It remains to be seen in the future whether the customer support will be as outstanding as the laser itself.